What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. This is Steven in Stereo, and in today's video, I want to talk about the ERAS Tour concert, movie, film, whatever you want to call it. Before we do, go to Patreon. Links in the description. I did a full reaction to the whole movie. It was incredible. You get to see my true just bliss when I realized there was going to be an Evermore and a Folklore set. Like, Folklore is my favorite, and that era, obviously, we know what happened. We're going to talk about that, but just incredible that it was there. So I did a full reaction to it, and then when you get over there and you sign up and you're like, oh, this is sick. Like, I love the ERAS Tour. You're going to find out that I have like 70 Taylor Swift exclusive videos. So we've done a lot of concerts. We've done like City of Lover. We did the Reputation Tour. We did Miss Americana. Like, there's so much content over there for Taylor. So if you want to check it out, it supports me 100%. I don't make money off YouTube, so I love y'all so much. But I want to dive into my opinion of the ERAS Tour and sort of my takeaway. So I want to start right away by just talking about the setup for the ERAS Tour. You got to remember that, like, there were albums that had been put out that did not get like tours. They did not get that kind of promo. And even though they did very well, getting to experience certain albums live is very important. So I'm a big fan of Lover. I think that album was really great, and I feel like it's had some chances of people going back and really appreciating it, but that album is so fucking good and one of my favorites from her. And although she did not play False God, which is my favorite song on that album came out, it got City of Lover, got a couple of things, and then the pandemic happened. Then we get Folklore, which was truly a monumental fucking moment. Not only is that just an incredible album, but it came out with no warning. Well, we had like 24 hours. And I love what she did with that. The entire concept of the album, the entire soundscape, everything was just so different. But we didn't get any live performances, although I will say we did do a reaction to the Long Pond session, so we got something, but we didn't get any of these like full live performances, right? Same with Evermore. Evermore comes out after. So fucking good. But right back, we're still not doing live shows. And then she starts doing the re-recordings. And then Midnights comes out. And we still haven't had a tour. And we're talking about a woman who is stacking up a discography and a track list. And then we still haven't seen her live. So the ERAS Tour, I think, played an absolutely perfect role in being that tour, because I remember doing reactions to those albums and saying, oh my God, this is another album. We still haven't had a tour for this album. Are we going to get like a Folklore Evermore tour? Are we just going to get a Lover tour? And then, like, as things progressed, this is kind of the only thing that made sense. So the layout of the ERAS Tour was cool. I fucking love how these transitions from these eras were happening. Like, the excitement, you would just wait and then you'd see like the whole hybrid set would change up and you'd get the name of the next era, and she's already changed and the entire vibe of the stadium has changed. And to be able to do that, you know, every like 4 or 5 songs kind of change up the era was honestly like incredible. And that brings me to my next part, which is that hybrid stage. When you're talking about a show that's going to go through so many changes the way that the ERAS Tour does, you have to have a set that you can kind of make work for that. And so I love that they kind of had this like little like rafter stair set thing that kind of stayed pivotal. Like, it was there, that was going to be part of everything, but then they really utilized the technology of those screens to change up the vibes. And I thought it was so cool to see like Folklore transition into 1989. That's something that I did not have on my bingo card, right? But then you watch it and you're like, oh my God, this seems so natural. How are you doing this? Or the fact that at one point Taylor literally dives into the stage and pops out on the other side. Incredible. Now, leads me to my first knock of the ERAS, although I will say the bonus content helped. However, Speak Now is my second favorite album from Taylor Swift. But it's got some of the best songs on it. And we got one song, and then if not for the bonus feature, we would have only had one song. But luckily we got Long Live at the end, and that kind of made up. It at least made me forget that I was upset that Speak Now did not get great representation. However, I do understand that if you're playing shows every night, you're doing secret songs, you're doing all these other things, there's going to be kind of like a lot intertwined in that. And so I realized that we only got a screenshot of one of the many great nights. And so I'm sure there were a lot different set lists. That's the other thing too, is I don't know how in concrete the set list is. I didn't look up the set list before we did the ERAS film or anything like that. I did not want to know, but I wonder how like cement these eras and what the songs were, because it'd be so interesting to go every night and like not know what you're gonna see. Like I'm pretty guilty of it when I go see a band that I like or a band that I've seen a lot. I always tend to look up the set list just to be like, you know, kind of like, what am I expecting? You know what I mean? I feel like with Taylor, I can't imagine the ERAS tour you could really do that, but I don't know. I don't know if she switched up the transition she would do or anything like that. You guys gotta let me know. I didn't get to go, obviously, so my experience is literally just this concert film. But either way, the progress of Taylor's live vocals has truly, it is so prominent. And she started out, she had that country twang, and I love those live performances. I really enjoyed, we did a reaction to Journey to Fearless, and like just seeing like her become more and more comfortable on stage and like watching those crowd sizes get bigger and bigger was really cool. But then like I noticed from like, we did the 1989 World Tour, which was fucking incredible. But then like the difference between that and Reputation, she came out, it's like she had a whole different attitude towards her performances. And I think her live vocals really showed in that. Which leads me to the ERAS tour, where I heard her have better vocal control on some of these big notes like than I had ever heard from her. And she's already a great singer, in my opinion. I think that people dwell so much on, you know, who's hitting high notes and whistle notes and all this stuff. And I'm a huge fan of those things, but that's not everything. There's a reason why Taylor has a full sold out tour everywhere, because she's a performer through and through, but a performer that works her ass off. I mean, we're talking about a girl who is literally on a treadmill performing these songs while running for 3 hours to prepare and to get in shape. Like that is a level of dedication and work ethic that even if you're not a Taylor Swift fan, you have to appreciate that. Otherwise, I can't imagine why you could look at that and not think that that's incredible, because she's outworking all of us. She's outworking all my faves. She's just outworking everybody. And it's fucking amazing to see, because it's been a 17-year career of the ups and downs, the rise and fall, being a media target and then disappearing and then coming back and dealing with all the things that Taylor has dealt with for 17 years. So I felt like the ERAS tour was this really beautiful culmination of all the things we've seen from her throughout her life, all kind of like playing this full circle moment. And what's truly incredible, again, you know, the vocals, obviously, this is her best vocal performances. They're so good. Oh my God, that low range she's singing in, that's all incredible. The performances are top notch. The choreography is incredible. That middle stage that would like lift up and like put her like, I just, every time she would get lifted, I'd be like, you know what? Enjoy this moment. Like take this moment in, because you earned all of this. And like, that's a 17-year career of hard work and a lot of trials and tribulations to be at this point where you're on your last show of the US stretch of the ERAS tour that is sold out, that people are literally getting second mortgages to even go because of just how impactful her energy is. Like, I don't know how we don't just absolutely fucking bow down and stand, because even if you don't like the music, and that's fine, you don't have to, but even if you don't like the music, I don't think you can walk away from the ERAS tour film and not have a very high opinion of Taylor Swift, regardless of the music. You just don't see anybody work. Everybody's a hard worker, okay? There's a lot of people in the music industry that work very hard, but there are also people that are already so successful that they could have just retired, and they're still working harder. And I think that every day that I wake up and maybe I don't feel like making a video, or maybe I don't feel like posting on social media, or maybe I don't feel like, you know, whatever, like, maybe when I don't feel those things, I just got to remember that like I know what my dream is, and Taylor knows what her dream is. And to watch her put that into fruition, no matter what's going on into her life, that alone is so inspiring. And truly, from a concert film, that's the takeaway. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, we've got this amazing music, fucking awesome set list. Her band sounds incredibly tight. The fucking backing vocalists are amazing. And again, one more time, the choreography is incredible. Her dancer's energy, everything. But my biggest takeaway from the whole thing is that I have to work harder. No matter what it is in life, I have to work harder, because I saw Taylor's smile of satisfaction throughout the entire set list on the ERAS tour at SoFi Stadium. And to me, that reward right there, it tells me everything I need to know about you as a person. I mean, you're now a billionaire. You have the success that you have is unreal. You're breaking all the records. You're winning all the awards. You're doing all of it. You're doing everything that people would set out. There are people that would make wishes and give up their soul to even be able to have a 10% of Taylor's success. And she's still working so fucking hard. But at the end of the day, she's smiling ear to ear on SoFi Stadium in front of everybody while everybody sings Long Live. Well, I don't think Long Live was actually part of it, right? Long Live was part of the bonus features. So while she's singing, I don't know, pick any of the fucking songs she was singing, because the mix in the crowd was incredible. They were screaming at the top of their lungs. And I truly feel like that moment alone would have been worth giving the reseller an extra $1,000 just so that I could be there and experience that moment live, because it is truly just a special piece of musical history that I am so appreciative that it came out in 4K, because even though I had to rent it, which is very frustrating because I wanted to watch it again and it's gone, I would have rather paid for it. I would have paid like $60 and just let me own it. You know what I mean? Because we're obviously going to watch it again. It's 3 hours of content. But alas, I watched that and it truly was just this magical moment from Taylor. Also, shout out this friendship bracelet. So let me tell you guys real quick, if you don't follow me on social media, I don't know why. I don't know if you can see it. It says Folklore. I have these two neighbors. They're 10 and 6, and we always exchange Christmas gifts with them. And they brought over mine last night, and it's this little squishmallow. And then they made me a Folklore friendship bracelet because last week we were talking about what they asked for Christmas, and they asked for the Reputation album on CD. Yes, they are 10. And then we were talking about it because I gave them an Evermore cassette a couple years ago as a gift. And then we're talking about it and they were like, what's your favorite album? And I said Folklore. And then last night they showed up with a friendship bracelet. So I love that energy. 2024 is incredible. I hope you guys enjoy my little recap, though it is very much all over the place. I just wanted to pop on and talk about the ERAS tour because I feel like 140 characters or 280 characters on X or Twitter, that's not enough for me to like really tell you about how I felt when she transitioned into illicit affairs and did one of the best performances that I've ever fucking heard from Taylor Swift. That right there is the incredible shit. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Go check out Patreon. Go watch the ERAS tour with me. Links in the description. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.